Hello everyone, I'm the host of The Hidden Truth, where we explore lesser-known stories from all over the world. Today, I want to take you to Vietnam, a country that left a profound impression on me. Last autumn, when Typhoon Yagi, the strongest storm in Asia in 2024, hit northern Vietnam, I followed the news and was truly moved by the solidarity of the people there. With winds reaching up to 230 km/h, Yagi caused over $3.3 billion in damages, killed hundreds of people, and swept away thousands of homes. The Economic Times, 2024. But what amazed me was how, just a few weeks later, the Vietnamese people came together to rebuild. From ordinary citizens donating bags of rice to the government quickly restoring infrastructure. That spirit inspired me to create this video, to introduce a closer, warmer, and more vibrant Vietnam to a global audience. Join me as we uncover 15 hidden truths about Vietnam, from traditions that will surprise you to wonders that will leave you in awe, and stories of people who touched my heart. Are you ready? Let's begin. 15. The legendary S-shape, a country of diversity. Imagine a narrow strip of land, winding like the shape of an S, hugging over 3,260 kilometers of sparkling coastline. That is Vietnam, a country stretching from snow-capped peaks in the north to golden sandy beaches in the south. What makes Vietnam special? It's the ability to take you through 4 seasons in a single day. In the early morning, you could shiver in 5 degrees and cold in Sapa, where the terraced rice fields shrouded in mist look like a watercolor painting. A destination that Travel Plus Leisure 2024 ranked among the 10 most scenic spots in Asia. By noon, you'll be basking in the 30°C sunshine in Phu Quoc, where the crystal-clear waters allow you to see every pebble on the sea floor. With an area of 331,212 square kilometers, Vietnam boasts over 4,000 islands, from famous paradises like Con Dao to untouched destinations waiting to be explored. Compared to the U.S., where you'd need to drive for hours to change the climate, Vietnam offers natural diversity in a much smaller space, a true miracle of nature. Vietnam is not just a destination. It's a journey through lands of contrasts, where nature tells stories you'll never forget. Would you like to start your own adventure here? 14. The Street Vendor Calls, Vietnam's Symphony. Close your eyes and imagine waking up in Hanoi on a quiet morning. There are no alarm clocks, no honking cars, just a gentle melody floating from afar. That's the call of the street vendors. These mobile markets carry the whole world of food on their shoulders. Over 400,000 Vietnamese make their living from this profession, from fragrant xoay lac carts to crispy banh mi stands and colorful chai ba mo on bicycle carts. For just 40,000 VND, less than 2 USD, you can have a hearty breakfast, full of authentic Vietnamese flavors. When I first heard that call, I was hooked and bought a banh mi. Its flavor, with pâté and fresh herbs, was something I could never forget. While in the U.S., a quick breakfast at Starbucks might cost $7 to $10 and feels rushed, in Vietnam, these street vendors are a symbol of community connection, a culture that values sharing and closeness. In America, you might eat breakfast alone, in your car, but in Vietnam, you'll sit with strangers, chat, and laugh like old friends. Next time you're in Vietnam, wake up a little earlier, listen to the street calls, and let the vendors guide you into a new, vibrant day. Would you like to feel that warmth? The sound of street vendor calls blending with light street sounds, creating a bustling yet warm atmosphere. 13. The Stealing a Husband. Custom, love, under the full moon. In the Central Highlands, when the full moon shines over the villages, a strange custom begins, stealing a husband. From January to March, the girls from the Churu, Coho, and Stiang ethnic groups will actively choose their husbands. If a girl loves someone, she will go to his house, give him a ring called Shri, and steal him back to her home. Within 7 days, the man can refuse by returning the ring. But if he keeps it, a wedding will take place with the sound of gongs echoing, sweet rice wine, and traditional dances. When I first heard about this custom from a Vietnamese friend, I didn't believe it. But when I witnessed such a wedding in Giang, I was swept into the emotional festival atmosphere. The sound of gongs, the full moon illuminating the radiant smiles, and the sense of freedom in love were unlike anything I had ever seen elsewhere. Compared to the culture in the U.S., where dating apps like Tinder dominate and love often starts through screens, this custom in Vietnam is a testament to proactive love and gender equality, a profound community value. In the U.S., you can find love with a swipe, but in Vietnam, love is a journey of deep emotions under the full moon. This custom is not just a love story, it's a symbol of gender equality in the culture of Vietnam's ethnic minorities. Would you like to join a festival under the full moon to feel it for yourself? 12. Ha Giang Love Market. Rekindling. Old love in the mountainous region of Ha Giang on the 27th day of the lunar march. A special market takes place, but it's not for buying and selling goods. It's the love market. Here, former lovers, who could not be together due to family reasons or customs, are allowed to meet again. They sit together, share old stories, drink rice wine, play the flute, and sing to each other as if time had never separated them. The remarkable thing is that their current spouses are not jealous. They respect these moments as a way to honor the past. When I visited Ha Giang and witnessed this scene, I was so moved that I shed tears. That kind of tolerance is truly beautiful. Compared to American society, where jealousy and possessiveness in love are often emphasized, the love market in Vietnam is a symbol of acceptance and community spirit. In America, it might be hard to accept when your partner meets their ex, but in Vietnam, it's a cultural beauty rooted in humanity. The love market is not just a market, it's a space of acceptance, where love is celebrated in all its forms. Would you like to visit Ha Giang to feel this acceptance? 11. Vietnamese coffee culture. Where time slows down. Have you ever sat for hours just waiting for a drop of coffee to fall? In Vietnam, it's not just a habit, it's a philosophy of life. Vietnam is the second largest coffee exporter in the world, producing 1.8 million tons annually, Statista 2024. But the Vietnamese don't drink coffee to go like in the U.S., where everyone rushes with their Starbucks cup on the way to work. In Vietnam, they sit on small plastic chairs by the sidewalk, watching each drop of dark coffee drip through the phin filter, slowly, just like their pace of life. When I first tried phin coffee in Saigon, I was captivated by its slowness. It made me forget all my worries. This is a stark contrast. In the U.S., you might grab coffee in 5 minutes on your way to work, but in Vietnam, a cup of coffee is a chance to sit down, chat, and savor every moment. In 2025, Vietnamese egg coffee was ranked by CNN Travel as one of the top 10 unique coffees in the world. Next time you're in Vietnam, sit down, sip a cup of phin coffee, and let time slow down. Would you like to feel that peace? 10. Du Gia Waterfall, an infinite pool hidden in the deep forest. In the Ha Giang Mountains, there's a place even many Vietnamese don't know about, Du Gia Waterfall, a blue lagoon in the wild. 2 consecutive waterfalls cascade down, creating 2 crystal-clear pools, 2 to 4 meters deep, where you can see every pebble on the bottom. Surrounded by vast northeastern forests, there are no people, only the sounds of birds and flowing water. International visitors call it Vietnam's Blue Lagoon, and every day, hundreds of Europeans and Australians come here to jump from a 6-meter-high rock into the pool, experiencing the ultimate freedom. After Typhoon Yagi, this place became an ideal destination to help local people recover economically, with international visitor numbers increasing by 30% compared to before the storm, Travel and Tour World 2024. When I visited a few months after the storm, I was deeply moved to see the local people smiling brightly, telling me that thanks to tourists, they had rebuilt their homes and continued their lives, a testament to the power of unity and hope. For the future, Dujia Waterfall is not just a destination, it's a secret of nature, waiting for you to explore. Would you like to jump into that crystal-clear pool and experience ultimate freedom? 9. Experiential tourism, when international tourists become farmers. While many in the U.S. spend money to stay in five-star resorts in Vietnam, international tourists choose an entirely different experience, becoming farmers. They wake up at 5 a.m., plow fields, herd buffalo, pick vegetables, and cook over a wood fire. In rural homestays, you can see Europeans sweating after just 10 minutes of rice harvesting, but their smiles never fade. I tried being a farmer in Hoi An, and even though I only harvested rice for 10 minutes, I felt a deep connection to nature and the people there. The most interesting thing is the interaction with the locals. They showed me how to properly hold a sickle, laughed when I dropped a bundle of rice, and even taught me how to cook a simple vegetable soup over a wood fire, all amid laughter and everyday stories. Once, a German tourist tried to carry a heavy bundle of rice and fell into the field, and the whole group, including the locals, laughed until we couldn't breathe. That moment truly erased all distance. After Typhoon Yagi, many homestays in the north quickly resumed their operations, thanks to local community support, a testament to the spirit of solidarity in Vietnam. This type of tourism helped rural villages increase their tourism revenue by 25% in 2024, contributing to economic recovery after the storm. Vietnam Briefing 2024. When I returned to a homestay in Lao Cai after the storm, I was deeply moved to see people who had lost their homes now rebuilding, and they invited me to a meal with vegetables they grew themselves. That optimism was truly inspiring. Would you like to experience being a farmer in Vietnam, feeling the earth under your hands and the sun on your back just like a local? 8. Vietnamese traffic, a true action experience. If you visit Vietnam for the first time, the first thing that will shock you is the traffic. In Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City during rush hour, there can be up to 7 million motorcycles on the road at once, packed together like a lively river. The streets of Vietnam leave no room for hesitation. You must walk, and the traffic will automatically avoid you, like an unspoken dance understood only by the Vietnamese. When I first crossed the street in Saigon, my heart raced. But after a few tries, I found it quite exciting. You no longer feel scared but become part of the rhythm, part of this street dance. Compared to the U.S., where traffic is tightly controlled by rules and police, traffic in Vietnam is an organized chaos. A culture that reflects the freedom and flexibility of its people. In America, you could be fined for running a red light, but in Vietnam, you'll learn to glide through traffic as part of daily life. Vietnamese traffic is not just a challenge. It's a cultural experience where you'll learn to blend into the rhythm of a nation always moving forward. Have you ever tried a lively dance in the midst of Vietnam's traffic? Can you blend in? 7. Vietnamese cuisine. Flavors that the world loves. Have you ever thought that a meal could be an emotional journey? In Vietnam, cuisine is not just food, it's a story. Ranked third in the world, Vietnamese cuisine is a blend of subtlety and surprise. The North is gentle with bún cha, the dish that former U.S. President Obama enjoyed on a street corner in Hanoi in 2016 for just $3 USD. Imagine a plate of bún cha, fragrant grilled meat, golden and crispy, sitting on a bed of soft white. Noodles with a bowl of clear, sweet-sour dipping sauce, topped with pickled papaya and a basket of fresh herbs. The central region is fiery with mi quang, yellow noodles topped with chicken, roasted peanuts, and herbs, all mixed in a rich broth. The south is sweet with dishes served with fresh herbs so abundant that I once mistook them for decoration. Compared to a pizza in the US, where you mainly taste the rich cheese, bun cha or mi kwang offers a perfect balance of salty, sweet, sour, spicy, and the refreshing taste of herbs, a flavor experience I've never found in any international dish. Vietnamese people eat with chopsticks, and every meal is a chance for families to gather, with children serving food to their grandparents before eating, a cultural value that emphasizes family unity. Compared to the US, where meals are often individual and quick, in Vietnam, a meal is an occasion to connect, share, and enjoy. In 2025, Vietnamese PHO was listed by Michelin Guide as one of the must-try dishes in a lifetime. Vietnamese cuisine doesn't just fill you up, it fills your heart. Can you imagine the spicy flavors of bun bo hue mingling with the fresh herbs? Are you ready to try it? 6. Lunar New Year, the soul of the Vietnamese people. Imagine a whole country suddenly ablaze with red and yellow, laughter filling the air, and songs like Happy New Year by ABBA blending with the festival atmosphere. That is Lunar New Year in Vietnam. Tet is the most sacred holiday of the year, equivalent to Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year combined in the West. Vietnamese people return to their hometowns, gather with family, clean the house, and prepare. Traditional foods like bánh chưng in the north or bánh tét in the south, rice cakes wrapped in dong leaves cooked overnight, symbolizing completeness and prosperity. Children and elders receive red envelopes filled with lucky money. I was fortunate to celebrate Tet in Hanoi, and the feeling of sitting with family and friends hearing the sound of fireworks was truly unforgettable. Compared to the US, where big holidays like Christmas often focus on consumerism and gift-giving, Tet in Vietnam is a time to connect with family and honor ancestors, a deep cultural value. Tet is not just a holiday, it's the soul of the Vietnamese people, where all distances are erased and family bonds become the most precious. Would you like to celebrate Tet in Vietnam to feel that warmth? 5. Cu Chi Tunnels, a maze beneath the ground. 70 kilometers northwest of Ho Chi Minh City, there is a place where history still echoes beneath the ground. Cu Chi Tunnels. Dug entirely by hand during the war, this tunnel system stretches over 250 kilometers, 3 to 10 meters deep, like an underground city in the dense Southeast Asian jungle. Beneath are kitchens, weapons storage rooms, hospitals, and even meeting rooms, all designed so cleverly that smoke from the kitchens never leaked outside thanks to a ventilation system extending for dozens of meters. Cu Chi tunnels were built in 1946 during the French Resistance and later expanded during the Vietnam War, becoming a symbol of the Vietnamese people's resilience and creativity. When I crawled through a section of the tunnel, I felt the hardship the Vietnamese people went through. The narrow space, dim light, and stifling feeling made me shudder when thinking about the war years. But at the same time, I could feel their indomitable will, a mental strength I'd never seen anywhere else. Today, this place attracts over 1 million international visitors annually, not only for its scale, but also for the story of resilience it tells. Cu Chi tunnels are not just a historical site. They are proof of the strength of a small nation that will never be defeated. Would you like to step into this underground maze to hear history whisper? 4. Hoang Sa and Truong Sa, the resilient national spirit. In the South China Sea, there are 2 archipelagos that Vietnamese people always mention with pride, Hoang Sa and Truong Sa. Vietnam has affirmed its historical sovereignty here since the 17th century, with ancient documents. The Vietnamese express their patriotism through movements like raising the national flag on rooftops or bringing the images of Hoang Sa, Truong Sa to international competitions. When I visited a school in Da Nang, I was deeply impressed to see children reciting the history of these 2 archipelagos, a true love for their homeland. After Typhoon Yagi, This spirit was further exemplified when people across the country united to support fishermen, helping them overcome difficulties and continue to go to sea, a testament to the solidarity I saw in international media. Thanks to these efforts, the fishing industry quickly recovered, with export volume reaching $9.2 billion in 2024. Vietnam News 2024. When I met a fisherman in Quang Ninh, he told me that although the storm had destroyed his boat, thanks to the community's support, he had bought a new one and continued to sail. His eyes gleaming with hope deeply moved me. Hoang Sa and Truong Sa are not just islands. They are symbols of the love for the homeland and the determination to protect Vietnam's territory. Would you like to learn more about this inspiring story? 3 Vietnamese products, a country rising globally. Have you ever wondered where the Nike shoes you're wearing or the Starbucks coffee you're drinking come from? The answer might surprise you. Vietnam. Vietnam is the 3rd largest exporter of textiles in the world, supplying 60% of Nike shoes and 45% of Adidas shoes globally. In 2023, textile exports reached $44 billion, and by 2025, Apple announced that 30% of iPhones worldwide will be produced in Vietnam. Bloomberg 2025. In agriculture, Vietnam is the 2nd largest coffee exporter and the largest cashew nut exporter in the world, supplying raw materials for many global brands. When I visited a supermarket in the U.S. and saw Vietnamese lychees on the shelves, I felt a deep sense of pride for the Vietnamese people. Despite the impact of Typhoon Yagi, which caused pork prices to rise due to the destruction of many farms, the Vietnamese quickly restored production, showing incredible resilience. Thanks to timely support policies, the agricultural sector recovered, with a 3.5% growth rate in 2024. Vietnam Briefing 2024. When I visited a farm in Giang after the storm, the farmers who had lost their crops were planting again, and they shared some sweet mangoes with me. That optimism not only inspired me, but was a testament to the strength to overcome hardships. Next time you wear a pair of shoes or sip coffee, remember, it might just be a piece of Vietnam, a country quietly making extraordinary things. Would you like to explore more about Vietnam's rise? 2. World records, from Son Doong Cave to Golden Bridge. Do you believe that in Vietnam there are places that even your imagination can't reach? Let's explore the world records that Vietnam holds. Son Doong Cave in Quang Binh is the largest natural cave in the world, nearly 9 kilometers long and 200 meters high, big enough to house a 40-story building. Inside is a world of its own, with a primeval forest, underground rivers, and a unique ecosystem, which National Geographic 2025 called the Heart of the Earth. In Da Nang, the Golden Bridge, with 2 giant stone hands lifting it up, has become a symbol, named by CNN 2025 as one of the 10 most beautiful bridges in the world. In Phu Quoc, the Han Tom cable car, nearly 8 kilometers long, is the world's longest sea-crossing cable car, taking you over picture-perfect islands. Compared to the U.S., where man-made wonders like the Statue of Liberty are built, in Vietnam, these records are a blend of nature and human creativity, a unique beauty of this country. These records are not just Vietnam's pride, they are an invitation for you to explore a country where nature and humanity create miracles together. Would you like to see these wonders with your own eyes? 1. Cost of living, a paradise for expats. Do you believe there's a place in the world where you can live comfortably on just $900 per month? That's Vietnam. For $250–500, you can rent a fully equipped apartment in downtown Ho Chi Minh City or Hanoi, a number that in the U.S. would only get you a small corner room in New York. A delicious meal at a street stall only costs $2 to $4, and a cup of iced coffee costs just $1.2, while in the U.S. you might pay $7 for a similar cup. According to Expat Insider 2025, Vietnam ranks third in the list of best countries for remote work. With an affordable cost of living, visitors can enjoy both the convenience and natural beauty of Vietnam, where every moment is worth living. When I moved to Da Nang for a month, I was shocked by how economical yet fulfilling it was, from delicious meals to weekend beach trips. In the U.S., I often worry about bills and high living costs, but in Vietnam, I felt liberated. I could slow down, walk on the beach every evening, and enjoy life without financial worries, a truly freeing and satisfying feeling. Compared to the U.S., where high living costs force you to work non-stop, in Vietnam, you can live slowly, enjoy life, and still have time to explore. After Typhoon Yagi, Vietnam quickly recovered its tourism services, with international visitor numbers increasing by 15% in the last quarter of 2024, Vietnam News, 2024. When I returned to Da Nang at the end of the year, I was impressed to see cafes and restaurants near the beach bustling again, with locals sharing that they had overcome difficulties thanks to nationwide support. That resilience was truly admirable. Vietnam is not just a low-cost haven, it's a place to live slowly, deeply, and savor every moment. Would you like to experience life in Vietnam to feel that difference? Don't forget to subscribe to The Hidden Truth to continue exploring the world's secrets with me. Vietnam is waiting for you. Are you ready?